Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the 1986 Porsche 944 Turbo today. And today I want to talk about the reasons why this car, yes, I'm a little biased, but in my opinion, is the best first car for enthusiasts. So you're 15, 16, 17 years old. You're looking for that perfect first car. One that's got the performance and the looks, but something that's not going to break the bank. Well, today you're in luck because I found that car for you. Reason number one is the styling. So when this car came out, the turbo model in 1986, it blew a lot of people's minds. Just the looks of it were absolutely phenomenal in the day, and to this day they still prove to have just timeless designs, and it's just overall a really nice looking car. So that's always a big thing when you're looking for your first car. You want something that's gonna pop and just catch the eyes of a lot of people. And whenever we drive this car, the attention it gets is really good, especially because it's not a ton of money, but the heads it turns and just the people who you meet who always have a question about the car is pretty cool. And if you get it in like Guards Red like we have ours in, then you're gonna get some looks, and just the design is great. So here, I'll show you a walk around. Okay, so here we go. Just from a lot of angles, it just looks really nice. And so standard, these cars came with these what they call phone dial rims because they kind of represent that. And they give it just a nice look. You'll see Lamborghini Diablos with a similar rim setup. They kind of look similar, but I think Porsche was the first guys to kind of get that look down. So nice look on the rims, and just the whole car itself, the proportions just look very nice. And in red, I tell you, this gets a lot of attention, and yeah, looks real good. So the second thing I want to talk about with this car is the performance. Porsche really did an excellent job here with the combination of both accelerations, braking, and handling. They all combined to make this car pretty nice. So this engine is a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and it pushes out about 225 horsepower and 220 or so pound-feet of torque. And it does 0 to 60 in about just under 6 seconds, and even quicker if you have the Turbo S model in 88 and 89. If you have the boost wind it up and you hit it, this thing really does take off. It is pretty impressive. It'll throw you in the back of your seat pretty good, so it's a great feeling. And going along with performance, the braking is also very good. Porsche has a Brembo brake setup. So those are actually 4-piston Brembos all the way around. And we have cross-drilled rotors on there, but stock they didn't come with that. But overall, braking's just fine, especially because this car doesn't weigh much at all. So last couple things I want to talk about while we're talking about performance is the handling. So again, when this car came out, it was one of the best handling cars of the decade. I mean, this thing really handles like it's on rails. It's pretty impressive as well. When you really throw this thing around some corners, it does very well. And that's why so many people take these things to track days and autocross. It's just because they perform so well and they're so light, so you can just throw them around. And another thing is with these cars, they are so easy to mod and make power out of, whereas some cars you can barely get any extra power out of them. This car, because it's turbocharged, that helps a lot. You can do quite a bit to really rack up some horsepower in this car. So with just a few mods, chipping is a big one. A lot of people just throw a chip on there, performance chip. That'll really wake it up. We haven't done that to ours yet, but that'll get you some extra power. And just all these other boost things and different turbos and boost monitoring, you can really make some serious power. Without too many modifications, you can easily get to you can get close to 300 wheel horsepower and torque up there too. So that makes for a pretty quick car without much money, and you can do some of the mods yourself. So that's a nice thing for a first car to be able to work on. The next reason is practicality. A first car, it has to be practical. You have to be able to sit people. It's got to have a trunk that can store some things. It should, at least. And this one definitely fits the bill. I'll walk around here and show you more of the trunk and the interior positions. Okay, so this thing's got a pretty big trunk. I mean, this thing, let's take a look here. So you can either push it by the button or by the key here, and then it opens right up. I mean, look at the size of this thing. When you put down the back seats, this is pretty roomy. I mean, you got a lot of space. We have transported stuff like you wouldn't believe in this trunk. I don't know, we can seem to fit all sorts of things. I'll probably show some different pictures of what we've put in this trunk, but it's really pretty practical back here. So going along with that theme of practicality, so you have the huge trunk that we were just talking about, but it does have 4 seats. It is technically a 4-seater. Yes, no massive adult is going to fit back there yet. That's what everybody says, but if you want to fit in this car like we always did when we were younger, and we fit 4 people in here. Literally, we did it. Yes, it's cramped. Your legs have to go in like a big V shape. It's kind of a pain in the butt, kind of tight, but hey, when you're driving this car, it's worth it. So kids can easily fit back there. And it's just really nice. So 4-seater, another plus. The next thing is that a good first car has to have a nice interior that's just easy to daily drive in, nice seats, and something that has good visibility. That's really key, because just as a first car, you don't have something that you can't even see out of, like say my Viper or something. That would not make for a good first car. But good news is this 944 Turbo has pretty good reliability, pretty good visibility, sorry about that. And I'll go ahead and walk around and show you guys a little bit more about that here too. So this interior has aged very well, given that this car is, geez, 30 years old now. It's crazy to think, but everything still looks pretty good. I mean, yes, it's not like a brand new car, but the update that happened in 1985.5 year really brought this car up to speed with the designs of all the looks of the interior. And just overall, it looks really nice. It's got all the features you want. AC, which normally doesn't work on these cars anyway, but you do have it. Heat, you know, defrosters, all the normal stuff a car would. And then you got the really nice leather seats, which these are the stock normal seats that came with them. You can get the optional sport seats like our other 944 Turbo has. But just nice leathers all over the place, and a lot of soft touch material. So it's a nice place to spend time, and the seating position in the room is also very good. I'm 6'5" now, and I still have a couple inches of headroom, so that's nice. And the visibility is just great on this car. I mean, like, everything is glass around you. You can easily see to the back. Very thin pillars, so there's not much standing in your way. So that's an important thing when obviously you're buying your first car. You want a safe car that has great visibility. And this one definitely fits the bill. I mean, you can just see everything around you. So that's a nice plus. And as a first car, your parents and a lot of people will say, oh, get something that gets good gas mileage. Well, a lot of my cars don't, but this one actually, given that it's just the 4-cylinder and the turbo gives you the performance you want, it doesn't take up a ton of gas when you're not hitting it. This one gets pretty good miles per gallon. Probably around, you can probably get up to like 20 in the city, I think, and maybe up to about 30 on the highway. So that sounds pretty good to me. So for a first car that has the performance that it does, that MPG is pretty good. Another thing to consider. First car cannot be something that breaks the bank. It's got to be something that's not a whole lot of money. And luckily these 944 turbos right now at least are very affordable. And that brings me to my last point. So the last reason this is the best car for enthusiasts, best first car, is the value and the whole package for what you're getting. So these cars really nice ones can be had for like 10,000 bucks, plus or minus a little bit. Yes, pristine ones go for 15 or 20. They're trending upward right now in recent years, but still you can have some good deals. And if you really look hard, or at one that maybe needs a little bit of work here and there, no biggies or anything, but those can be had for around $5,000 plus or minus a little bit again. But that's what we did with this car. It needed just a little bit of work. It didn't have a whole lot of records, so we ended up doing the timing belt and water pump, that's kind of important actually. That's one thing that you want to make sure is done on it, or you'll have to do it. But this one needed that, so we did it ourselves, saved a bunch of money, and didn't pay a whole lot for this car. So they can be found for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, nice one for $10,000. So as a first car, that's the perfect amount you want to be paying. Nothing crazy, but something that's good value. So in conclusion, for the money, you can't really beat having a Porsche. You can say you own a Porsche. Boy, when I bought this with my brother when I was like 13, I thought I was the coolest kid in school. Everybody's like, what, you got a Porsche, all this stuff? But little did they know, it costs less than their Honda Civic, but don't tell them that. So you can say you own a Porsche. It's got the looks, red, it's got the styling, it's got the performance. It really has everything you want, and it really makes for a good first car. So definitely consider these if you're checking out first cars, either the turbos like this one, or the naturally aspirated ones that are great cars as well, just not as quick, but they can be had for even less money. Overall, if you do end up picking up one, I think you'll be very pleased. Again, if you're ever in the Northern Virginia, DC area, and you want to check these cars out before you think about purchasing one or something, again, just let me know. We can go for a ride or something. I can tell you a little bit more about them, or you can message me. I'll help you with your car hunt, and I hope it can be the best one possible. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see more of this car and any of my other cars, then make sure to stay tuned because we always have stuff coming. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, have a good day.